children, my name is Vishali Karandikar. Today I am going to teach 8th ICSC Biology. Our lesson today is lesson number 2, that is reproduction in plants and animals. In first session we are going to study about reproduction in plants only. In next two sessions, we'll see the reproduction in animal as well as type of reproduction in plants too. So children, here we are going to start with our lesson number 2, that is reproduction in plant and animals. So first of all, what is reproduction? You know very well. Reproduction means to produce their own kind. Maybe they are plant, maybe they are single cell organism, multi-cell organism or higher organism. They all want to be in their race. It means that they don't want to extinct their species, and the race for the living is continuous. That is called reproduction. Now reproduction is of two types. Reproduction is of two types. Asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. We are right now focusing on asexual reproduction only. So first of all, we have to see what is exactly asexual reproduction. So asexual reproduction first very important point in asexual reproduction is they don't need two parents, because when we are talking about reproduction, obviously we are considering two parents, one is male and one is female. But in asexual reproduction, here they require only single parent. The third very important point in asexual reproduction is that part of a parent grows into an individual. So, part of parent body, you can say, grows into an individual. So the first, they do not require two parents, only single parent is required for reproduction or having their own kind. Then the third one is very important, part of a parent body grows into the new individual. And the fourth very important, some same characters transfer to their offspring. So these are the very important points regarding asexual reproduction. Keeping these all these 4 points in your mind, now we are proceeding the types of asexual reproduction. First of all, you have to understand that this asexual reproduction is generally found in lower organisms, but exceptions are everywhere. So sometimes they form in plants as well as in higher organisms too, but it is a very little percentage of that. Generally, they are sexual reproduction found in lower organism like amoeba, paramecia, bacteria and all, right? So now we are coming to the types of asexual reproduction. The first and the very important type of the asexual reproduction is binary fission. Binary fission you have already studied in lower classes also. It is generally seen in amoeba. Amoeba is again a single cellular animal, and this single cell animal divides into two parts. Now how it divides into two parts? Look at this. See, this is amoeba. It is having a nucleus. Now this nucleus divides into two parts, and the genetic material which is present in this nucleus, say this is nucleus. Now it starts dividing into two parts. So obviously genetic material is also dividing here. Now this genetic material is having, means the nucleus is now divided into two. Same way the cytoplasm is also divided, and after that two individual amoebas are formed. So here this is called binary fission. Binary means bi stands for two, fission means division. So nucleus is divided into two lobes, and after that nuclear material is also divided into types. Then the cytoplasm or endoplasm, we know that amoeba is carrying cytoplasm as well as endoplasm. That is also divided, and after that the final stage, two daughter amoebas found. They are called daughter cells. Generally in amoeba, two daughter cells in binary fission found, but four daughter cells also found in some Chlamydomonas chlorella. So chlorella and Chlamydomonas is also a type of binary fission they are showing, but at the end result, or we can say the product, they make on four daughter cells. So this is amoeba, and sometimes four daughter cells also produced in this binary fission in Chlamydomonas and chlorella. Now the second one is budding. Budding is generally seen in yeast and hydra. The second asexual type of asexual reproduction is budding. Now what is exactly budding? Budding means the parent body is formed with a small outgrowth, and that outgrowth when matures, it detaches from the parent body and forms into a new individual. Let us see how it is. So this is the yeast cell. Even in hydra also we can say see budding. Now here in this case, one outgrowth is coming out. Now this is called the outgrowth which comes out from the parent body. When it matures, it detaches from the body and grow into an individual. This is generally found in yeast. Even in hydra also, the type of budding is there. See the outgrowth coming out from the parent body. This is called hydra. They are coming like an outgrowth from their parent body. As they grow, they detach and form a new individual. So the second budding you are knowing very well, that budding is an outgrowth coming out from the parent body, and it attaches to the parent body till it grows properly, and after the growth they detach themselves and whenever the favorable condition they got, they grow them into a new individual. Cell divides unequally, sometimes large is the mother cell and some is the daughter cell. So this all comes under the budding. The third one is fragmentation. Now you have heard the word Spirogyra, fragmentation. Earthworm, even you can see the fungi, annelids, then flatworm, sea stars, these all show this type of fragmentation. One new type of asexual reproduction is regeneration. As I have already explained you that asexual reproduction doesn't require two parents. From their parent body, the individual comes or individual grows. So we are now discussing about the types of asexual reproduction in lower organism. Now here fragmentation means what? A part of a body detaches from them and grows again into the individual. You will see, you will have in your mind that yeast is also in that way only. Yes, yeast is also showing, but they are having one outgrowth like structure, and that outgrowth like structure develop into a new individual. But here in Spirogyra, annelids, flatworms, sea stars, they are showing like this is the Spirogyra. After some time in Spirogyra it's having, and then it detaches, and this part of the parent which separate from the parent body grows into a new individual. That is called the fragmentation. Regeneration is the new form of the fragmentation, or we can say that modified form for the fragmentation. Here Hydra, earthworm, even lizard, starfish, they are the example of regeneration. Hydra, starfish. Why I am giving you the example of starfish, lizard? Why? Because you have seen that in our houses, whenever we are having a lizard and we see that lizard is not having its tail, after some time we will see that lizard is growing into a new tail. How it is possible? Because of the regeneration. They regenerate their lost part. That is called the regeneration. Even starfish, like starfish, if the arm is broken by any means, after some times, this arm is again regenerated. Clear? So in this way we have completed types of asexual reproduction. First we have started with budding, or we can say binary fission, then budding, then fragmentation, then regeneration, and in regeneration or in fragmentation, the new individual form from the broken part of the parent body. Clear? Now we are coming to the spore formation. Spore formation. Spore formation means what? You have seen fungus. In the lower classes, you have seen this type of structure whenever we are talking about the bread or chapati when it is rotten. At that time you have seen this type of sporangia and hyphae in fungi. Even in ferns. Now what are ferns? Ferns are the pteridophyte plants. because I have already explained in the beginning that generally asexual reproduction is found only in lower organism, but exceptions are there, and sometimes asexual reproduction we can see in the higher plants also. The pteridophyte is also an example of higher plants, that is called ferns. And in the ferns, if you have observed, this is the ornamental plants, and if you have observed at the back side of their leaf, yellow brown structure which is called spores present. Now these spores are embedded inside in the sporangia. Whenever the favorable condition comes, they burst open and the spores comes out. Now these spores spread over the place wherever they are getting a suitable atmosphere or suitable temperature to grow. They grow in a new individual. So in that way, the spore formation of asexual reproduction has been explained over here. Now we are coming to a very important part of the asexual reproduction, that is called vegetative reproduction. Now vegetative reproduction means what? Such plants which do not bear seeds. See, vegetative propagation. Vegetative reproduction or vegetative propagation. So here, what is exactly vegetative propagation? Vegetative propagation, plant which do not have the capability to produce seeds, or if they are producing seed also, they are not capable to produce a new young one. Then the things are from their other parts of the plant, and the new individual grows from the other parts of that plant, like stem, like roots, like leaves. We'll see how and what type of vegetative propagations are there. So first of all, you have to understand that vegetative propagation is little different, that the plants which do not produce seeds or seeds fails to germinate. So plants which do not produce seeds, or if produce seeds, they fail to germinate. So this comes under the vegetative propagation. Now after vegetative propagation, we have to study about the types of vegetative propagation. First is underground stem. Children, you have seen potatoes, and sometimes the potatoes are having a bud-like structure on them. Generally, we have seen in our houses when the potatoes are kept outside, and after some times we have seen that there are some tuber-like structure growing on the potatoes. Even ginger, even onion, they all are considered as a stem, and because of this is the potato and we are having an outgrowth over here. So this outgrowth is cut and put it in the soil. We'll see that the new plant originated from this part of the potato. So in that way, we are growing more potatoes. If we are cutting this part and putting it into the soil, they grow into a new individual plant, and after that we are again getting the potatoes under the soil. So that is comes under the underground stem. They are producing tuber-like structure, and these tubers are the reason for new individual. Then subaerial stems. Subaerial stems. Now what does mean by subaerial stems? So we have seen many plants like they are having like this type of structure. Many plants we have seen, like mint, even banana, chrysanthemum, wild strawberry. If you have seen these plants, you have seen that the plants are having this type of aerial stems. Mint, banana, they are all showing subaerial stems. Means from these subaerial stems they detach from the parent body, and after that when they grow into the soil, they grow into a new individual. So in that way the subaerial stems also the reproduction can be happen. After that we are coming to the leaf buds. Now what is this leaf buds? Bryophylla. You have must be heard this name, Bryophylla. This leaf is like that, and in these outgrowth there are some leaf bud like structure grows over here. Or you can say a small individual plant is growing on the margin of the leaf. So what is that called? Leaf buds. Means on the leaf some bud-like structure arises, and after that it grows into an individual plant, and after this they detach from the parent body, and when they drop into the soil they grow into a new individual. Right? So in that way we have seen the vegetative propagation is also of many types. Here we have seen 4 to 5 types, like by tubers, then by aerial stems, then by underground subaerial stems, then leaf buds, and after that we are coming to the vegetative propagation, or we can say after the vegetative propagation we are coming to the artificial vegetative propagation. Now children, what is this new thing? Yes, that is also a very important related to asexual reproduction, that whenever we are studying about the asexual reproduction, you keep it in your mind that asexual reproduction means single parent. So what are the types of the reproduction from a single parent we have to study. Now we are coming to the artificial vegetative propagation. Now this also of 4 types. The first is cutting, then is layering, the fourth one is grafting, and the last one is tissue culture. So this is artificial. It means artificial. What artificial means? Someone is doing that. It is not natural. Earlier whatever we have discussed, they all are natural. They done by themselves. No other medium or no other individual or no other human being is required for that. But here children, artificial vegetative propagation required human being or some other means. Here I am giving you the example here, the mango rose. Now what is cutting? Cutting means nothing, only the part of the plant is cut and grows into a soil, and this part again grows into an individual. So cutting of the plant and putting it into the soil. We have generally seen when our person who is taking care of our plants, and this all they are coming and they are cutting the stem of a rose especially, and they are putting in another pot, and again after some times we see that they are growing. Now here layering, come to the layering. Layering is what? See children, layering means one individual plant is there. Now this part is taken out, or we can say the bark is taken out from this part and it is kept under the soil for some time. This part, see this part of the plant is taken out. Bark is also taken out, and which part is touches the soil? This part is touches the soil. What we will do? We will take out the bark from it and we will keep this part under the ground or under the soil, putting some heavy objects on that so that they cannot grow again or they cannot come out afterwards. So in that way this part is again having changes into the new individual. This is called layering. Layering is generally found again in rose, lemon and jasmine. Grafting. Graft means what? We are taking one part of one plant and putting it or joining that part into the another part of the different plant. The two main important words are here, attaching and tying up. We can say attaching and tying up, scion, and the another one is stop. Now what happened? One part of this plant taken out and we are arranging this part in the another part of the same species. See here, very important is the same species. So this scion is actually called grafting. Means this scion is taken from one part, one plant and attaches this part. Means taken out one part of a plant and attaches to the another part of the plant of the same species is called grafting. Generally mango and rose have seen this grafting. Now tissue culture. Some tissues are taken out from the healthy plant and they are cultured in the laboratory, putting hormones and medium. Medium means salt, nutrients, amino acids and many more. That is generally called agar. That agar is placed in this petri. These are the tissues. Tissues are grown into the culture. This culture contains agar. This agar is having hormones, some salts, especially auxin and cytokinin hormones are required to form a tissue culture. Now this tissue grows artificially in the laboratory and converted into a mass-like structure which is called callus. This callus is after that distributed and grows into a new soil. So in that way these tissues are growing into a new individual. These are of good quality plants and disease-free plants. So in this session we have discussed about the vegetative propagation, asexual reproduction. First of all, we have discussed reproduction, type of reproduction, out of that asexual reproduction types, and then vegetative propagation, and after that artificial vegetative propagation. In next session, we are discussing about the advantages and disadvantages of vegetative propagation, and then we come to the sexual reproduction in plants as well as in human beings. Thank you.